Welcome everyone to Lunch with LeAnn. We are so excited. If this is your first time joining us, we are taking the first few minutes of your lunch break to give you some fun information about resources. And right now we are in the middle of our 30-year ADA celebration series. So excited to have Jane Donnellan, the administrator of the Idaho Department. I'm sorry, I'm going to say that wrong. Vocational Rehab. So Jane, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thank you, LeAnn, for having me. I'm thrilled to be here.
Yeah, well, we are excited to learn a little bit more about your work, but it is lunchtime, guys. And so I am very intrigued. What are you having for lunch, Jane?
Well, I have a delectable meal that I actually made for myself. I'm not a big cook, but I'm trying keto as a result of putting on a few pounds during COVID. I am doing some keto. So this is from a keto recipe book, and it is cilantro lime chicken. It's not heated up yet because I wanted to wait to eat it after our discussion, but I have a little chicken and I have some very healthy spinach, makes you strong. And then my dessert treat are some raspberries, which I also will be putting some whipped cream on, because for those out there who are doing keto, it's all about fat and protein. So the whipped cream is my treat for the top of it. And of course, I'm drinking my water because it's important to hydrate and be healthy that way. So that's my lunch, and I'm excited to be able to share that with everybody out there.
Yeah, that looks amazing. I bet someone will ask for that recipe somewhere, so we might have to see if we
absolutely
send it, and I'll post it. I did not make my meal this time, guys. So we as a family had some Louis takeout. My brother was in town, so we had some takeout, and I ordered a balsamic chicken extra. So it's got balsamic chicken and some cheese and tomatoes, and I'm very excited for that. So
looks delicious.
Thank you. I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed in myself with your spinach, and that's a good pick. Way to highlight. So Jane, tell me a little bit about yourself. So you are an administrator for the Idaho Vocational Rehab. Tell me a little bit about you.
So again, my name's Jane Donnellan. I'm the administrator for the Idaho Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. I've been in my position just about 6 years. October, I believe 20th will mark my 6th year anniversary as the administrator. I've actually worked for the Idaho Division of Vocational Rehabilitation for 26 years. I was recruited out of my graduate school program and was a counselor for 12 years, and then in various positions in management. I've been very fortunate to be able to be the administrator, leading the mission of our agency, which is to prepare individuals with disabilities for employment and career opportunities, while also meeting the needs of the employers. I've really felt very fortunate and blessed for the opportunity to lead such a great organization with fantastic staff.
Yeah, and fantastic mission, right? So, I mean, getting people prepared for the workforce and helping the workforce prepare themselves for their skilled employees is such a great need to me in the community. So, how do you guys do that, or what are some of the programs and information about that?
Sure. So the vocational rehabilitation is a state and federally funded program. So we are in every state as well as territories. There are actually 78 vocational rehabilitation programs nationally. And one might go, 78? How does that work? Well, in many states, about half of the states, there's actually a separate blind agency. So in the state of Idaho, we have the Idaho Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired. And then we have what we call the general agency, which is the Idaho Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. The Idaho Commission for the Blind is our sister agency, and we do collaborate and sometimes have cases that we share. Our mission is the same. It is an eligibility-based program based on disability, and desire to go into work and the ability to benefit. So we assist individuals with a diverse array of disabilities to obtain, maintain, advance in, or retain employment. So we don't just work with people who are looking for work, but we're also working with people who are in employment, but because of a disability might need our support. So it is eligibility based. It is a process. And I always emphasize that it is a process because we want to make sure that whatever the individual is seeking in terms of the ultimate goal of employment, that they have the right supports and services in order to be the best at what they can do and the most successful. So when you ask me the services that we provide, they're vast and they're unique based on the individual. We do have some really exciting programs that we have implemented since our reauthorization of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973. It's called the Workforce Innovations and Opportunities Act, and that was enacted in July of 2014. At that time, there was a real emphasis on students with disabilities and students either transitioning into employment after high school or into post-secondary opportunities. So I would really encourage all viewers to go to our website and take a look at the various tabs, but there's one specifically designed for students with disabilities. We also have great programs that have strengthened our relationship with businesses because, again, the Workforce Innovations and Opportunities Act has really strengthened what is our relationship with businesses and how can we as an agency assist businesses in finding the talent that they need to be successful.
That is fantastic. And so, I mean, you guys you've been there for 26 years, so it must have just been happening for 26 years, right?
Oh, absolutely. We have seen so many changes. It's just phenomenal. But again, one of the things that the Workforce Innovations and Opportunities Act, which has been truly one of the most significant changes since I have been with this agency, really emphasizes the opportunity for all individuals with disabilities, despite severity of disability, to engage in what we consider competitive integrated employment. And that's really important, LeAnn. Competitive integrated employment is truly about affording opportunities for individuals with disabilities where they're working out in the community and they compete for their job and they're being paid at the same wage as any other individual who is working in the similar type of job. And so our mission is about providing those opportunities for individuals regardless of their disability. Again, it's an eligibility-based program. You have to have a disability. There have to be barriers to employment, and we want to see that employment is the outcome.
Yes, absolutely. And so many of you have heard me talk about how I'm a Clifton Strengths coach and I help people understand how talented they are. And so that's really opened my eyes to how do we talk about, so what you do, Jane, is so true to my heart too, because it really is helping community members and individuals reach their highest potential, right?
Absolutely.
And having a co-pilot as we're going down, our journey to reaching our fullest potential is so beneficial for everyone. And so you haven't been doing this just for 26 years, though. Hasn't vocational rehabilitation services been around for 100 now?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking. Actually, I'm very excited. This is the VR state federal program's 100th anniversary celebration. So on June 2nd, 1920, the state federal program began. What's even more exciting is Idaho was one of the first states to adopt the state federal program. So on December 27th, 1920, our 12th governor signed into law the state VR program with $5,000 and one counselor that served the entire state of Idaho. But our mission of service to assisting individuals with disabilities to achieve competitive integrated employment began. So yes, this is our 100th year of service. We are thrilled to be able to celebrate that.
Yes, I am thrilled that Idaho is a part of those early adopters too. You know, we see that in women's suffrage and a lot of things. So we got a
Absolutely.
lot to be proud of here in Idaho, everybody. And this month is also a pretty special month, right? Isn't there some awareness going on in
There is
October?
indeed, again, so many celebrations we have. So this month is National Disability Employment Month, and we are thrilled to be supporting this through the ADA 30th anniversary, really highlighting employment successes. So I would encourage all viewers to get on to the Hands Around the Capitol ADA 30th celebration and see some of those great achievements and success stories of individuals with disabilities who have achieved employment. We have put videos up, or we're moving towards putting videos up. I know there have been a couple so far. There's some trivia games with great prizes, by the way, that both one of my staff, Wendy Page, and a staff from the Idaho Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired have really worked very hard to make this a fun month of learning and resources and opportunities. So get on there, play the games. You might be a big winner.
Yes, that sounds fun. I love games, so I'm going to go look at those. I was not aware of that. So, Jane, what does the ADA mean to you?
It's significant. So just a little bit of background about myself. In 1988, I was in an automobile accident, which resulted in complete paralysis below my chest. So this was obviously 2 years before the ADA was enacted. And so my world was very different in many ways. And when I was injured, the messaging wasn't as positive of what I could achieve as much as what I couldn't do. And I was very fortunate that I had parents who only believed in success and disregarded the naysayers, so to speak. With the support of my family and friends, I went on to graduate school. I got my degree in rehabilitation counseling with an emphasis in vocational evaluation. That was really important to me as an individual who has mobility limitations due to my paraplegia. Having opportunities to achieve all the successes anybody else would have, I was afforded the opportunity. So what ADA really means to me is empowerment. It means choice, it means independence, it means self-sufficiency. It also, in my mind, has allowed me to go into a field that's not only personally valuable, but where I see I can move that forward and give other people that opportunity to recognize the value that they have for their own lives. So the ADA to me is hugely significant and impactful, not only to myself personally, but the mission of the agency that I run.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that with our viewers. I think that's so important to hear what the ADA means to us, because it is oftentimes personal for many of us in the industry as well as professionals. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So Jane, how can viewers get a hold of, because again, this department is statewide, and so it's not just here in Southwest Idaho. This is Northern Idaho, Southeast Idaho. So how do they reach out to a counselor or your department?
Thank you for asking that question. The best resource to go to is to our website, www.vr.idaho.gov. Within that, there's tabs that one can choose to pick in regard to the area in which they reside in. There's the contact information regarding our regional offices. We have 8 regions statewide and then sub offices within those regions. We have approximately 68 counselors statewide. And really, there's opportunity to connect in any part of the state. We serve the entire state. We're a statewide program, and we would love to have people come in and really see what their potential can and will be.
Yes. And I would encourage, even if you aren't looking for necessarily see if you're eligible as a person, maybe that doesn't need, I would encourage you to go look at it, because it also has great resources for businesses. And great resources and other information for our communities. So, that it's great if you're looking for services. It's also great just as a community resource to learn a little bit about the agency and what you all, or the department, what you guys are working on. So
Absolutely. And I think, LeAnn, that's a great point. This is a resource for not just the job seeker, but for employers as well. With the Workforce Innovations and Opportunities Act, there is a greater focus on business as a customer as well. So we do have a business liaison, and we have teams, business engagement team, and representatives in every region. We have developed different resources for businesses as well, disability etiquette, other types, and we're happy to meet with any employer who might want to learn more about how they can support the hiring and maintaining their business in a very positive focus.
great, great. Well, I really appreciate your time today, Jane. Thank you for connecting
Yeah,
with me and the viewers.
thank you. I appreciate the time as well.
And thank you again to Lauren, our interpreter. This week, you should be able to see her viewers. She was there last week, but we had some technical difficulties. So thank you again for supporting us through that interpretation. And I hope you all have a great lunch break, the rest of your lunch break. And thank you again for joining us. And we'll say ciao for now. We'll see you next week.